So that's the reason why the squad knew about this, but unfortunately nobody else knew. So I had to attend to some personal family emergencies. So I've been in the hospital with my mom since, what was it, guys, 10 a.m. this morning?
Sorry about that. I hope she's feeling better now.
Thank you. I'll keep you guys in the loop. We're holding thumbs for her. She's going for a biopsy and then we'll see. So I'm hoping and praying positive things. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I think we are live. If we're not, it's another one of those things. I will try very hard to maybe have a recording. You might see a white feather on my head. Actually, that was on my front door. My grandmother used to like to say that whenever you miss her or whenever you see white feathers or blue birds, you should know it's her. So this was the front door today when I got back from the hospital. So I put it on my head. So there we go. I'm not a crybaby. I usually cry, but I won't cry this time around. We are having our Blueprint Q&A session, and I believe Shumela, Rebecca, Nicole, Mbali, you all have your blueprints. So if you have questions regarding what's in the blueprint, especially you, Camilla, we had this conversation earlier on, and I was telling you that my older sister is like my best friend when it comes to all things business. We actually started a business together when I was still like 18. And so whenever I make business decisions or I make certain investments, I always consult my sister first. And so, by the way, following the blueprint is a huge undertaking. I mean, you are expected to make a commitment and not quit for 12 weeks straight. So, inside our wonderful blueprint, we talk about things like what you're expected to do, the metrics you're supposed to track, how many proposals you're supposed to send a day. And don't worry for the people on YouTube who asked questions. I do have the questions up, so I'll make sure that I answer your questions as well. But there is a lot of work in this blueprint, and we've divided it week by week. So, Shamela, when you went and you spoke to the people, your loved ones, at around, what was it, 7 o'clock? Did you have any follow-up questions for me?
Actually, I'm the big sister, so I had the conversation with myself.
When you were like, what are we gonna do?
No, I don't have any questions. I just wanted to confirm.
What are we confirming?
Um,
Shamila, your
so
voice is
this is
breaking up.
my officially today is my official week 1.
Yes.
So we are just focusing on the profile optimization. Sorry, Bailey.
Sorry, your voice was breaking up, but yes,
Network.
I agree. Is your
Can you hear me
official
now?
week 1? I
I'm
can.
good, Bailey.
First official week 1, and you're going to be focusing on definitely making sure that the profile is fully optimized, including the portfolio, but also most importantly, including those things that the blueprint tells you to put inside your portfolio, because we are going according to Alistair's game plan. Like, the dude laid it down for us so clear, as Zola said in the comments. Why reinvent the wheel when you could just follow the tire tracks? So he put it so clearly for us what you're supposed to have inside your portfolio. So I'm going to be looking at that. Hi, guys. I said that right. I'm going to be looking at that during our one-on-ones. So please make sure that that is up to date. So I don't want us to be in the situation where you are at 75% profile completeness for 5 weeks. I will lose it, and you're going to lose your place in the boot camp, because in as much as the blueprint is a 12-week program, and yours is intense, Shumela, might I add, because you have a definite monetary goal at the end. You have tangible things that you want to have at the end, and you're building towards something quite very cool. I can't wait to be witness to that at the end. But all of those things are going to require not taking a single week off, but also disclaimer to all the people who have there, Rebecca, I'm watching you, Miss Overachiever over there. Do not go ahead of schedule. Don't do week 1 and 2 in 1 week. It's tempting. Don't do that, because what's going to end up happening is you're going to run out of steam. And I don't want that happening. Take every single week as it goes. Ask questions in the blueprint. It is a living document. I love how Emil and Rebecca are already starting to put proposals inside their blueprints. Another smart thing that Kumela is going to do is she's actually going to take the entire blueprint, convert it into, do what all of you should do this. Nicole, I hope your audio eventually connects, girl, but everybody should do this. Convert your blueprints into a PDF, feed that PDF to Neuro, and every single week, tell her to give you a list of tasks Monday to Friday. Done. And then tell her to give you a tracker. Done. Now, when it comes to our proposal sending and buyer type, we already have a tracker. There are going to be other metrics that we're going to follow, and they're all inside your unique blueprint. So if you save that blueprint as a PDF and still keep the original document, because that's what we're going to be talking inside, then tell Neuro, this is the plan. This is what I want. I already have the plan. I just need you to tell me step by step every single day of the week what I need to do. Neuro will literally spoon feed you your tasks of the week or of the day, so that you get to your final destination in 12 weeks. Some people might even get there quicker, because some you just, but take it week by week. But some people will learn and pick up certain patterns really fast. And I can income ceiling on how much money you can make. In as much as I'm going to use the blueprint to create the very first sustainable, if you will, 10K month. That's my challenge. And I have basically, you guys have a 12-week plan. I have a 4-week plan. So either way, we're all challenging ourselves in this month of October. Welcome, Poe. So Mbali asked the question, is this the same grandmother who loves the color purple? Yes, it is. It's my Gam Gam. She's the one who raised me when my mom was overseas. So she's my mom, basically. So that's the feather. Thank you for remembering that, Mbali. Yeah, that's my grandmother. Okay. Do we have any questions from Rebecca? We spoke inside your document already today, but I'm wondering if you have any follow-up questions for me
Oh,
before
okay,
I go.
cool.
Yes?
Oh, yeah. First of all, I'd like to wish you strength, and I wish your mom great speedy recovery. Um, and then also, I have a question. I think I have two. The first one is, out of the proposals that I have sent, two people have replied. They haven't sent me a contract, so I don't know what they're doing. But the one person kind of told me where they are at in their project, and they just told me what they kind of need. So I did send them a message and say, okay, sure, I can get that for you. But now I don't know how do you go around the conversation, or so is it a contract? What's going on? I know my personal due date for the first thing that they asked for is like tomorrow. And I mean, I am doing the work, but I don't know what this person wants from me. But yeah,
Why?
and
I'm freaking out because we should have been had this conversation in the squad chat. Okay. So let me go through the list for you. You sent a proposal. Check.
Yeah, I
Check.
sent it.
The proposal was viewed. Check.
Check.
You received an interview. The proposal turned into a conversation. Check.
It turned into a hey. This is
Hey,
where we are. We're in phase two. This is kind of who we're looking for, and this is why.
girl, where'd you get that information from? Is what I'm trying to find out.
Oh, in the messages. In the messages. There was
Turned
no
into a
interview.
conversation. Okay, an interview, aka a conversation. And how long did this take you?
They replied on day of proposal sent, and then I
Well
messaged.
done. That is a record that you've just broken. Again, in under 24 hours, you had your send, you had your view, you had your interview. Now the interview is going on. This is not a conversation for the public forum. You're in the middle of an interview right now. So let's
What?
get your strategy right in the squad chat. Congratulations, by the way. Congratulations.
Ooh,
Already
okay.
on day 2 of the blueprint and you're crushing it. This is not the week where you should be getting interviews, but exactly as I said, some people in their niches will move further ahead than others. So, okay, mind blown, but congratulations, and hit me with a screenshot inside the squad chat so that you can nail this interview. They are looking for candidates already. They're talking to you. So there's a point of differentiation and there's a potential value proposition for you. Now we just need to dial into the symptoms that they may not be aware of, which is exactly what Neuro is going to do for you. So congratulations. Do we have any actual blueprint related questions, not wins disguised as questions? Congratulations.
No, oh my goodness. Okay, I'm not trying to subtly flex on you guys. But like, that was my question because I was like, am I being like swindled? And I just don't know because it's like my first time. Yeah, like I
No,
don't know.
that's exactly how it's supposed to go. That's exactly how the paid pillars are set up. Remember, you send the
Oh,
proposal, you get viewed, get interviewed, get hired. So you're already like very close to the get hired step and in less than 2 days. So that's what I'm saying. Let's take this to the chat so that we can get you hired. But you and Euro already 2 peas in a pod, thick of thieves. You're already making it happen. So it's super impressive. So no more wins disguised as questions.
oh, okay.
Girl,
Oh, okay, cool. And I don't know if this is a blueprint thing or if not, you can tell me if it isn't. But I just wanted to ask, like, especially with like Neuro suggesting certain like proposal like layouts, sometimes it feels like she's or they, I don't know. Anyway, the AI is like overselling me. So I wanted to ask in terms of the content in the proposal, what then do you like? Because I know like a lot of the times people say you like undersell, but you overachieve. So you like I don't know. So like with your AI now, just I don't know, man, doing the most for your
she's
proposal
not
and
my
then
AI. She's yours. She can do
what
both.
okay.
Euro is more than capable of selling and then over delivering. But here's the fun part. And we did actually talk about this inside your blueprint, Miss Mamas. Well, not your blueprint, but your proposal. Remember, you sent me a proposal that I had to go in and look at and I added comments. When you edit, put you inside, right? Neuro is going to give you the PSS framework on steroids. So that's why it feels like you're overselling. Like, can I really do all of that? Neuro is going to tell you exactly what it is that this particular client in this moment is looking for, what they want to hire for right here, right now. They are the 3% that has their credit card out. They want to swipe that thing. That is what Neuro is going to do for you. Now you
Yeah.
have to dial it back. Tato likes to say, this looks cringe. Or if you feel like it's overselling, you can say you're pitching too much. Just remember, Neuro, even though it's modeled on me, hey, Neuro's not me. You could never hurt Neuro's feelings. Sometimes I even get really impatient and say things without saying please and thank you. So don't worry, if the AI overlords ever take over the earth, I'm dying first. Sometimes I forget my manners with Nero. So you don't have to worry about like hurting her feeling. Just tell her, this
Yeah.
doesn't sound like me. This sounds way too much like a bot wrote this. I feel like I'm overselling. What if I underdeliver? Okay, this is amazing, Nero. I feel like I'm overselling. If I'm going to deliver, put down a roadmap already for me to keep on my side so that I can deliver. Because I like what you have to say, but I'm scared that I can't deliver. Let
Okay.
Nero coach you through the projects. She can do that.
Okay.
So, any other questions? That was a good question.
Very
Welcome,
nice.
Nicole. I'm glad your sound finally managed to connect. We're talking about the blueprint. Rebecca is still on week 1, and she has already managed to get her wins. She got a view, which turned into an interview, which needs to now turn into a hire. So we're at that fun part where she's having the ping pong match between Nero and the client. She's in the middle serving the ball, essentially. Remember, before the client hires you, I don't want you to think way too hard about the project, because if you hold on to something, you're going to squish it to death. Whereas if you're just going to hold on to it a little bit, it's in your hand, it's safe, but you don't run the risk of accidentally squishing it to death. So this is where the client is chilling right now. And that's where we want them to chill. And that's why we have Nero. But congratulations and well done. Can I get another blueprint question? Rebecca, Sumela, do you have any questions?
Oh,
Based
sorry. No,
on-
thank you very much. No.
Well, you're welcome, Rebecca. If not, I'm going around the room and then I'll answer the questions on YouTube. Welcome, YouTube. Hey, Abigail. Hi, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you made it. Hey, I hope I said it right. Louis, hi, welcome. Welcome, Louis. Abigail says, congratulations, Rebecca. More wins for you. You'll get the job exactly. And Abigail, she did this in less than 24 hours of starting the blueprint. And everybody has access to the blueprint. If you watched yesterday's video, you've got the blueprint. If you didn't catch yesterday's recording, you don't have the blueprint, but you will have the blueprint by the end of the recording. And I tried to make it as easy to understand as possible in a sense that I use an MMA analogy, because once upon a time I was obsessed with mixed martial arts and I thought I was going to spar, but my little brother was like, this is what your face could look like. And I said, absolutely not. So maybe Muay Thai, because there's no way this is getting that ruined. So yeah, that's the story behind MMA, in case anybody was curious, like, why the shirtless bros? Well, obviously, but also because I used to really like MMA. Any other questions regarding your own blueprints before we make it general? We make it really general for everyone, because YouTube did have some questions. I haven't forgotten you guys. Then I'm just going to go straight to YouTube. Chaga, I hope I'm saying that correctly. You asked some tough questions. I had to sit down on a very uncomfortable chair and really think to myself, how do I answer this in the most ethical and most, in my opinion, empathetic way possible? Because you are absolutely right. Upwork Connects cost money. And I mentioned this yesterday that if you're going to follow the blueprint, the way Rebecca's doing it, the way like everyone's doing it, it's going to end up costing. And so it's not cheap. And so we really have to put some strategy behind it. And so I'm going to go in now and take a look at some of the questions that you gave me. It's a long one. I don't know if you mind, if you're watching, I hope you don't mind if I read it out loud. It's, like I said, it's a long question and it seems it might slightly be personal. I'm not sure. All right, so while we figure that out, do we have any other questions besides the one that I'm just about to start reading? And also yesterday, the reason why we didn't end up going live like this was because of me. There's a switch that I'm supposed to flip to immediately go live at 8 p.m. on the dot, and for that switch to go off immediately at the end of the live stream. And I left the toggles both on and off, just off, and then I just went live. Everything was connected, which is why I could see myself on the studio side. But as far as the stream goes on your side, the chat was going, but nothing else was going. So sorry about that, guys. Lesson learned. Nicole says I'm still going through the blueprint recording. No problem. I'm hoping to join tomorrow afternoon session with questions and help with my own. Okay, and Paul, here's the thing. Yesterday was the deadline for the blueprint. Yesterday at 9 p.m., if you wanted to be in, you have to be in. And I'll extend it. I'll extend it till the end of this week. But after this week, once you're in, you're in. That's the other thing about it is I'm not letting you out. You can't say, Bailey, I broke my baby toe. I can't be part of this challenge anymore. Even if you end up leaving the squad because, I don't know, the wind started blowing in this direction, whatever reason you have, you can't give up the blueprint. That needs to keep going. Whether you're in the squad or you're not, whether you're suddenly speaking French or Spanish, like it has to be the one constant in your life. That's your gravity from now on. So really, really think about, Mpa's laughing because Mpa knows commitment is, some people like want to not be committed forever. But this is the one thing that I really do need commitment from you guys because it works. And I want to show you guys that it works. Right now, we are battling against so many people who believe that there is no money to be made on Upwork, whereas the average Upwork client spends $5,000 on a project. The average Upwork client hires up to 4 freelancers at the same time. I want this little plot of land that we call Africa to have a piece of that pie. Like, why can't we have a piece of that pie? On average, only the top 10% of Upwork freelancers end the year off having made $150,000 per year. Why can't we have a piece of that? Like, literally, why can't we, as people with a little bit of color, have a piece of that pie? We need that. So everybody, the reason why we have a blueprint is because I want everybody to be a 6-figure freelancer. I want everybody to be a 7-figure freelancer. Success has left the clues. You don't have to have special skills to pull this off. You just have to have strategy, tact, and a blueprint. You have it. So that is the reason why. So, okay, Paul, I'll let you in. I will let you in, but you are so not allowed to give up. You can switch niches. We can, when we learn new informations, we're going to be tracking metrics. We're going to be tracking stats. We're going to be tracking the market. That's fine. You could always change your mind inside the blueprint. But for the 12 weeks, give it the best go that you can give it. Nicole says, wait, what I missed? How do you know you're part of the blueprint? Because you have your own. Nicole, you're in the blueprint already because you have your own. Like you have
I was
your own
just
blueprint.
I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. I didn't sign some
Yes.
paper. Thank you.
You ain't missed nothing, but you did sign the agreement that says that you're in. Like that was implicit when you were like, yes, I would like a copy. So
Absolutely.
you're in. You can't go out now. Okay. At least we're there. Let me answer the questions that came through on YouTube now. Thank you, squad. All right, so interesting times. Za just says, I'm joining. I love your content. Thank you for joining. This is one of the few things. Life happens. I like things that are constant in my life. And the reason why I showed up, even though it's a little behind schedule, is because this is one of the few things that are constant in my day. So I really appreciate you guys watching wherever you are watching from. Yeah, really, really appreciate you guys. Mr. Chugga Warrior. I think I know what Chugga is. It's like a coffee alternative. It's not very tasty. He goes, hey, hi, hope all is well. All is pretty well. Yes, a question for today's session. For fresh newborn babies on Upwork, one can easily be discouraged when you don't immediately get that first client or that first payment. So in order to stay grounded, meaning understanding that it's a long and strategic game, Chaga, you get it. what would you advise a beginner to set as a realistic goal or a magic number for their earnings over a monthly period? One thing you're going to learn about me, I don't believe in the word realistic. I believe in setting measurable goals. So if you're going to set a goal, you're going to give it a due date, you're going to give it an amount, you're going to give it a stat. I'm going to confess something to you guys that you may not be aware of that was me during lockdown. Around 2019, I weighed in at a titanic 111 kilograms. I don't know what that is in pounds. I never want to find out because that is a huge number. I weighed as much as a rugby player, and I'm quite petite. I'm not tall at all. And I set myself a goal to lose weight. And throughout lockdown, prior to lockdown, I was a big girl, but within lockdown, I just started gaining and gaining and gaining. And there are some pictures out there on the internet that give you a hint as to my size, what I used to weigh. And I just couldn't lose the weight until one switch flipped in my head. I was just losing weight. I didn't have a set number, not a number that I wanted to weigh. I didn't have a set number that I wanted to lose. And I didn't have a date by when I wanted to lose it. And so because I didn't have a set number and I didn't have a date, I didn't have a strategy. And I've done biochemistry. I know how the machine of the human body works. And I know that the best way for you to burn fat is to build muscle. It doesn't matter the size of you. And I know the best foods to eat to build the muscle. Now, to show the muscle under the fat, you eat a separate type of diet. They call it cutting. But to build the muscle, you have to bulk up. So I knew that even as I was losing weight, I was going to gain way more than what I was currently weighing at that time. I was fully prepared for that psychologically. Even though, like, when you hop on the scale and you see that I weighed 100 last week, now I weigh 120. Plus, there's the delayed onset muscle soreness, or DOMS. Plus, there's the fact that I have PCOS, so losing weight takes even longer. But I have to do high intensity interval training with weights. You add all of those stats in, it is a lot emotionally for someone to take on. So I already don't believe in such a thing as a realistic goal. By the time lockdown ended, your girl was a very happy 70-something kilos, but I still had a target because for my bone structure and for my height, that was still considered overweight. So I had a lot more weight to lose. Now I'm very happy where I am weight-wise. Can I stand to lose 5 kilos here and there? Yes. And do I lose it every now and then? Maybe I have a stressful week or I get food poisoning or I eat something stupid. I'm like a child. I'll eat anything one time. Yes. And then I get sick and then I lose weight and then I look amazing for pictures. And then it's back again to, being chubby city. And I'm totally happy with that. But I'm in a happy, healthy range. So I don't believe in the quote unquote realistic goal because losing the amount of weight that I lost in the time that I've lost it and kept it off is highly unrealistic. So unrealistic, people are on drugs to make it happen, right? Some people take injections, some people have to do, and I have problems with insulin resistance because of polycystic ovary syndrome. So I'm not even trying to say like it's a self-control and all of those. It's not that. You just have to set a goal with a set number and a set date, and everything else in the middle, the factors like the weather, the food that's available, what's at the grocery stores, your budget, those factors will fluctuate. As long as you know the targets, everything else that happens in the middle, purely up to you. So what would I say is a good amount of money to target for your very first month on the platform? I'll tell you now, and I'll probably pull up receipts when I do my 10K challenge, just so that you guys, apparently it's the thing I'm supposed to do. When I talk about my earlier projects on the platform, I'm supposed to show you guys a screenshot of how much money I made. My first couple of months on the platform, I didn't make that much money because I was excited. I was like 22 years old and I was finally making money from the internet. But by my third month on the platform, I made $3,000. Is that standard set amount of money to make? I don't know. I don't care. I wanted to make $3,000, so I made $3,000. So the realistic goal or magic number is whatever it is that you want and the time that you have available. When we do our automated Upwork math, the number one factor that determines everything is one, each and every unique freelancer has their cost of living. Everyone has their lifestyle creep. That is the only thing we base on realism. The other realistic number that we have in the squad is how many hours are you available to get the work done? You guys are pretty, now some of you who've been with me on this journey for a while, who know the squad calculator, what it looks like. You know those two factors. We have your monthly budget, and I like to say to you guys when we do it one-on-one, bring your December budget or your festive season budget or your holiday season, because that's when we spend so much money. Let's make every month Christmas, right? Hypothetically speaking, if we're going to spend like it's Christmas every month, this is what the budget is supposed to look like. And this is how much we're supposed to be making on Upwork. Okay, cool. I'm happy with that. Now, how many hours can I actually afford to make available to freelancing as a student, as someone who needs to, like you guys, I need to make sure that working out, even if I don't eat, like I don't care about food. I had a food problem. I had a food addiction for very many years. I love certain foods, but I really don't care about food because I've seen the pendulum swing in a whole nother direction. And so food and I, we don't have that kind of relationship anymore, except for Italian. Italian food is different. But anyway, I can go to bed without eating. I can't go without sleep. I love sleep. Even Zola knows that only at a certain point do I start doing one-on-ones. Because if I start doing one-on-ones from, and we used to have one-on-ones from like 8 a.m., the advice you would get would be good, but I would not be the nicest person. I'd be very cranky if you didn't put in advice that I gave you maybe last night or last week, and we're still sitting at 75% profile complete. I like literally would want to reach through the screen and be like, what the hell is wrong with you? Which was not very healthy. So realism with things like time is probably the only thing that I would say try to be realistic about. But when it comes to numbers, the sky isn't even the limit. If there's no other number you want to worry about, then go out and look on Property 24 for where it is that you want to live. Write that down, have that number, how much the couch you want to have in your lounge costs, how much furniture you want to have, your bedroom, the types of glasses you want to drink out of. Get really granular about that kind of details. Now you've put a number to it. That is the goal. You know how much you're going to pay in rent. You're going to prepay your rent by 3 months so that if life fluctuates, you have a season to get your together, right? You have that. You know how much it's going to cost to furnish your apartment. Some people, moving out is all they care about. It's all they need. They'll sleep on the floor. They just want to move out to have that experience of I've moved out. But you're going to need curtains when you get there. So at least, I'm such a lady. You got to think about stuff like that, curtains and blinds. So add that in. Some people, all they think about is, there's this particular car that I've always wanted to get. Go to the dealership, sit down, let them give you, I've been to Porsche, I don't know how many, 3 different booklets for 3 different types of Porsches. That's how many times I've been there. Sit down, make the number plain to yourself so that you make it real to yourself. And then get real about how much time can I really allot to this project, or how much time per week do I have to make this goal for the month come true. Then reverse engineer everything by dividing it by 4 weeks, because on Upwork, we get paid every single week, right? So once you've got the monthly amount, you reverse engineer it by 4 weeks. Now you've got your weekly amount, plus you know how many hours you're available per week. You do the math on that, and that is your realistic monthly goal. Let's quickly check the chat. This was not meant to be a therapy session. You guys are absolutely bananas at getting things to come out of my mouth. And the internet is forever. And I'm live streaming on YouTube. I'm just saying. Zola says eye candy. Yeah, that was yesterday. Zola says goal setting is easy, but when food is around, I think, and this is a topic for a one-on-one. I think food is a substitute for something else that you may want to talk about and like really think to yourself. It's not food. Food represents something. And I'll tell you, that's why I said, except for Italian, leave Italian alone. It represents something also for me. So yes, food represents something. It ain't food, trust me. Rebecca, you are very, very welcome. Let's quickly check YouTube. It got real deep there, YouTube. I don't know what kind of questions I'm gonna be asked next, and I'm kind of scared a little bit. Oh dear. Okay. Um, wow. Okay, Sifle has a question. She says, yesterday's blueprint mentioned at least 40 proposals per week, but my niche hardly has that number of jobs per week. Sifle, please rewatch the blueprint. You will see that Alistair had more than one saved search. First thing that you want to do is keep your saved searches ultra general. We are taking on Alistair's risk like profile. The dude is not afraid of risk. You saw all those negative reviews he got. But of course, he didn't just take them lying down. You're allowed to respond as a freelancer. The rest of us just run away to Facebook and bring clients on board. But you know, Alistair was like, first of all, that is incorrect. So you need a risk appetite. First thing that you're going to notice about his saved searches is that instead of saying marketing strategy, that comes along later. What he does is he bundles his services, but his saved searches are very general. It's going to have marketing as a saved search. He's going to have strategy as a saved search. And then he's going to have social media as a saved search. Then he's going to have social media content as a saved search. Very simple search terms. And so if you're using very simple search terms, and we've done this earlier on when we were doing keyword optimization, remember back in the day with the earlier live sessions, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, we have months worth of content of this. So please go to the live part, the live streams section of the YouTube channel and get a load of when we do keyword research. You've seen the simple keywords that lots of clients use. And then keep your saved searches, also your filters, super simple, payment method verified. And then the goal or the budget, keep it really simple. When Alistair was starting out, his fixed rate was nowhere near $1,000. Like I think he capped it at 500. Use that. You go back to watch the video and take more notes. Like figure out what was his rate. It's there in the webinar. It was there. Get the rate, save every single search with that rate, and watch the nature of your feed change. Something that I always teach the squad, and I'm about to put it all over the screen in obnoxious text. I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. But something that I always tell the squad is GIGO. Garbage in, garbage out. So if your filters, if your saved searches are terrible, then you're going to get an output that's terrible. The other inverse is also true. If your saved searches are ultra specific, then every once in a blue moon, you're going to get that ultra specific client, but you might get that ultra specific client while you're sleeping 4 or 5 days later. And we know statistically, the average, and Upwork will tell you this, the average client hires in a matter of 3 days. So if they haven't hired in 3 days, that's what takes down that hire rate. You know, that percentage next to client information. If they have not hired in 3 days, then it'll drop all the way down to 0%. And so we don't want that. We want the 3% that's ready to buy now. So knowing that the average client hires in 3 days, knowing that we're starting really small, knowing we're trying to build up our reputation and get as many projects under our belts as possible, we want to keep our saved searches as simple as possible. No complex terms. Don't use bombastic words. Keep it super simple and save those searches that way. That was a very good question, Sise. Sise, awesome, handled. Empowerment coach. Hi everyone. Abigail says, oh wow, hopefully I'll get a win like Rebecca too. And I'm loving your AI integration. Very unique. Thanks. Empowerment coach says, my niche is empowering women or entrepreneurs by keeping them accountable and encouraging them. How can I offer this on Upwork? Easy. You're going to call yourself a strategy. So strategist is the main thing. So words like empowerment, you have to think about outcome. Words like empowerment need to be outcome based. What do I do when I feel empowered? What do I do to feel empowered? Empowered is such a broad word. Having lots of money can make you feel empowered, right? Getting work done can make you feel empowered. Are you a productivity expert? If so, yeah, there's a huge thing for people that are good at automations and productivity. As a productivity coach or an automations coach, you could really crush it on Upwork. So you really have to think about, what does empowerment first mean to you outcomes wise. Don't be too married to the title of this is who I am and this is who I serve. That is, in fact, the very first step in the blueprint that we throw away. Everybody's title, mine included, gets trashed because we focus on what it is that the market wants. The market will either want productivity, they will either want automations. When things are automated and leads are coming in and they're getting handled and everybody's happy, that makes me feel empowered. What else makes me feel empowered? Knowledge. Being able to memorize people's names and their life stories makes me feel empowered. So maybe you're a memorization coach, or maybe you are someone that helps people with relationship management. So CRM is another massive micro niche. Really, really think about what is the outcome of what causes the empowerment, basically. And that is going to help you dial into what kind of a service you can offer on Upwork. But yes, there is a market. If you like doing it, there's somebody that needs you to do it for them, and they're willing to pay you for it. It's the internet. We're all a little bit weird anyway. Next question. Sifle, I struggle to go outside YouTube. I want to join the blueprint. How do I join? Sorry for so many questions. No such thing as so many questions. To join the blueprint, you like to get your own custom blueprint, you have to be in the squad. But to do the blueprint, you just have to re-watch the video. I re-uploaded it yesterday. It is over an hour long, but I promise you, I put everything that is in the blueprint in there. Let me pull up. I told you about Alistair's very first year on Upwork. What was he doing? I gave you all the stats, the niches that he was saving his searches according to. You have all that information. What else did I tell you? I showed you his biggest contracts. So you now know when you want the big bucks according to his niche, he's a marketer. He's a marketing strategist. That's what you want to copy. You can copy that bar for bar if you want to. Success leaves clues. Not all of us want to be marketing strategists, but if you're just like, I don't know what to do that, right? So I showed you what his biggest contracts were, and they came from him taking everything. You can literally go to Gemini or ChatGPT or Claude and say to them, what do marketing strategists do? Everything that they list, you can bundle all of that together. And when Upwork says, I need someone who can do one of these, apply to all those projects. That is how you do it. What else did I show you? I showed you his work in progress. I showed you the current year and like how much money he's making. I showed you how he made his very first 10K month, his second year on Upwork. That was a lot of work. I had to go through many pages of past projects. I laughed a lot too, because some clients are hilarious in how they think freelancers are supposed to treat them and how they're supposed to treat freelancers. So you just learn a lot when you study Upwork freelancers who've made the kind of money that you want to make. Another life hack, if you don't want to follow Alistair, but there is someone in your niche that you're interested in, go to the Upwork community. On the side, you'll see who the top contributors are. Those people are top contributors for a reason. You are able to view their profiles. Success leaves clues. On your own, study each individual's profile. I'm sure at least one of them, if not all of the top contributors, are six-figure freelancers. Study them. If all else fails, study me. I've never hidden a project. Bad things have like, okay, I've gotten one bad review, but the point is, it's there. You can go and have a look and see what the client said. I didn't have, do the Alistair and go, well, actually, I just went to Facebook and I got hired by a bunch of other clients so that like that bad review gets buried and so my JSS can come back up. But there are so many freelancers you can study that will literally show you bar for bar how to do this. It's just we happen to be at this point now in the squad, we're just uniquely and exclusively studying millionaires because I'm in Six-Figureville. It feels boring here. I also want to see what it's like to make the millions sustainably on Upwork. So yeah, that is the easy part of it, Sife. You don't have to join the squad to have the blueprint, but if you want to join the squad, I'll pop the link for you guys to find out what even is the squad. Some people have just joined my world. Welcome if you've just shown up. You either searched for me or I showed up on your recommendations, or my good friend Kay Khadebe may have told you guys to come check me out so you can find out about the paid squad. I popped the link in the chat. And if you're on Zoom and you've never heard of the paid squad, here is what it is. Now, we are fully subscribed. For the longest time, I couldn't get you guys to join me on this journey for even $14 per month. Like, for real, nobody would join. Finally, we got 14 people to join me on the journey. And then the price went up to 32. The squad, mind you, has been appraised at over $250 per month. I say 200 because, again, this economy, it's not giving. But it's been appraised at a lot of money. And I've seen memberships on, I don't know if you guys have heard of this platform, it's called School. I've seen memberships for $1,000 a month that don't teach half the stuff I'm teaching you guys. I'm teaching you neuro-linguistic programming, neuromarketing, sales psychology, buyer economics. There's so much that goes into what it is that I teach you. And that is the reason why when you send a proposal, it gets viewed, not it goes to purgatory and then comes back. It is because we are understanding how it is that what moves people, and then you move people. So I couldn't get anyone to join for that much. And then suddenly got an influx of people joining 32. And now we have actually 34 people in the squad at 32. And so the price automatically went up. And Maria was actually the last person to be in the squad for 32. She's not in the call right now. Maria, where you at? I think she's busy with her blueprint. It's intense. So when you just joined the squad, the blueprint is scary, but if you've been an OG, you're going to see, it's going to be like, of course, this is duh, of course, Alistair did this well. This makes so much sense. So that is information about how to join the squad, but the blueprint is on YouTube. Watch it again and again and again. Take the screenshots, do what you want. It's there forever. I'm not going to take it down. The worst or the most I'll do is maybe go further in depth with it and turn it into a master class, but I don't even think I'll do that. I'd rather turn my 10K months into a master class. All right, let's see. What other questions do we have? Empowerment coach, how do you join the blueprint? It's right there on YouTube. It's the video that says success leaves clues. That is the blueprint. How do you get your own custom blueprint? You have to join the squad. The link is, I'm going to pin it. That way it doesn't go anywhere. The link is pinned right there on YouTube. Okay, so enough questions about the blueprint. Y'all cannot call me. Oh, okay. You're welcome, Abigail. Abigail says, I'm blown away. I've never heard anyone talk about the business of freelancing on Upwork at such a professional. Shucks. Let's see, empowerment coach. Oh, you guys. Pumela says, I guess I missed 30 minutes of the session. No, you didn't. You're just fine. I had a family emergency, so we actually only officially started at 8:20, so you're totally fine. Peaceful relaxation says, hey, hope you're doing well. Does your paid group include everything from A to Z to get started on Upwork? Okay, been wanting to talk about this for a very long time. I only slightly talked about it yesterday. The paid squad includes a squad chat. The squad chat includes video calling, phone calling. So like, let's say Zoom doesn't work for whatever reason, but you've got mobile data and you don't have your computer on you or you're stuck in traffic or whatever, but you know that you want to talk to me. You have that. squad chat has the ability for you to video call me, call me, text the squad, participate in various channels. It's awesome. It actually was there to predate our app. Then I built our app, and including the app into the whole paid squad ecosystem would have made the paid squad cost a lot more money. So the app still exists, but I had to put it to the side. Only one person's seen what the app looks like, and it was Kaya, and the app looked really good. I wish I could bring it back. So you get the squad chat. You get weekly one-on-one coaching sessions with me. So on top of having your blueprint, let's say, where we talk every single day inside your journal, which is private between you and I, you also have weekly one-on-one sessions where you will share your screen with me and we will diagnose little things. And on top of that, in squad chat, you can take screenshots of conversations between yourself and a client leading up to an interview or bypassing an interview. And I can coach you through that too. Plus, we have an AI tool called Paid Mindset, who also uses a combination of biblical principles and forensic industrial psychology to coach you. So you have, as far as coaching is concerned, daily and at your fingertips, you have the most high tech plus. And then on a group level, we have daily group coaching. On Thursdays, we even have something called a group sprint session, which is just a Q&A session, just like this, where I just get a list of questions and I just answer them like this, and you get recordings. We've just recently included something called the Vault, where if you've just joined, you'll have access to previous group trainings where you'll get a training summary, so you'll know exactly what it was we talked about, what things were actioned, what questions were asked. So it'll be like you never missed out on anything inside the Vault. And of course, you receive the recordings to your one-on-one sessions anyway. And that was just on the training part. On the course side, we have the Paid Pillars course, which just this previous weekend received a huge upgrade. Videos are coming out little by little. I'm drip feeding them, but we have an addition now of 6 new modules. The course in and of itself can stand by itself, but it's all included in the Paid Squad. So the Paid Pillars course is the premier freelancing Upwork course out there. Like the way you guys say I talk about Upwork, I also talk about marketing. I also talk about business. I also talk about taxes. I also talk about finance in the very same way inside the Paid Pillars. The goal of the Paid Pillars at the end, we used to have the last pillar or module called Get Paid Now. That's now been refilled, and we have switched the order between Get More Money and Get Paid Now. So Get Paid Now is our final module, and then Get More Money takes you from Upwork all the way to Instagram and Facebook groups and even LinkedIn for you to get clients and start using Upwork as a CRM. And if you don't want to use Upwork as a CRM, I show you how to do it even beyond that. We also help you to register your company. If you are South African who wants to run an American company, we show you how to do that. If you're a South African wanting to run just a South African company and stop being a provisional taxpayer, we show you how to set up a company where you pay yourself a salary, where you will have UIF or unemployment insurance fund, pay as you earn, meaning your taxes will come out of your salary. You'll never have to worry about paying provisional taxes ever again. And according to the Income Tax Act or the ITA, you will just pay Companies Act. I happened to get a distinction in company taxation. So I got like 91% in high school, first class. So it is one of my favorite topics. And yeah, that is pretty much what goes on inside the Paid Squad, which is why I always kept saying this is not a course, it is a membership, because inside you get courses, you get training, you get coaching, and you get mentorship, and so much more. And lots of challenges. We have the Make More Than $1,000 in Less Than 5 Days challenge. We now have the Blueprint, which is replacing the 0 to 5 figures 12K challenge. A lot of things happen inside the squad at any given time. And if you join the squad in January, I can almost guarantee that the squad that you're going to join in January 2025 will look nothing like what you joined in January of 2024. So that's what that's about. Let me just see what other questions we have. Pumila says, I received an invitation for IT, which was out of my alley. I looked at invites like you thought on the previous video. Oh, I looked at invites like you taught on the previous video, and it was 20 invitations. I'm not sure how I ended up there. Well, I don't know either, but congratulations. I'm not sure either. So that's called inbound. And you must have put yourself in IT some way, somehow, because the algorithm doesn't lie. People do, but the algorithm and the numbers, they don't lie. So there is maybe a messaging issue there if you're not someone in IT, but you have IT as a keyword, or else you couldn't possibly have that many invitations unless there was a glitch in the system, and that's a good kind of glitch. Everybody, we're all right now hoping for 20 invitations in 24 hours. Empowerment Coach says, thank you so much. You have made things a little clearer to me now. You're amazing. You're amazing. Thanks for hanging out. Pumalila says, another thing I was watching, invited on an interview, a client sent the link. I simply refused to click on the link. I'm not sure anymore how interview invites should look. Clients invite you to their projects via Upwork. I'm not sure any other way. Cindy says, oh no, I just missed the 32. I was prepared to pay today. Sorry, Cindy, send me a private message. Let's see if we can get you a discount. Only if you act today. Only if you act today. I might even forget about this, who knows? But yeah, I'm sorry about that. But the official, if you go on the site, you'll literally see it. It's not 32 anymore. We are oversubscribed at 32. So send your girl a message and maybe you can get a discount. So let's see. Who Donkaisa says, well, sounds like a gold mine. Mbali left. I think Mbali had a lot of work to do. She has her blueprint. Cindy, I'm going to act today. Thanks. I'll reach out. Yes, please do. You can just send me a DM. You can send me a DM. Don't worry about like, how do I email you? What do I do? Just send me a DM. Let's see what else is going on here. Kumalo says, another thing, most of the clients want experience and I don't have experience. Rebecca, are you on the call today? Can you tell us about experience quickly? As our resident university student who loves data
Okay.
analysis, but doesn't have experience with it. Tell us the
Hey.
amazing thing about experience.
So on my first call with Bailey, she live said, if you did XYZ in whatever you did not have experience with, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, 5, 1 day ago, that is considered experience. Basically stating that experience is not dependent on time, but more so awareness. I
So
hope
in
I
simple
explained it.
terms, in simple terms, you did actually really well. Well done. So experience is one of those things that's actually philosophical more than practical. If anything that I said to you 24 hours ago is in the past, anything that you learned from me yesterday is now information that is in your head. So if you go to an interview tomorrow and they say, have you heard about Upwork before? Your answer is going to be yes. Do you have experience seeing people get millions on Upwork? Your answer is going to be yes. Do you believe that Upwork can make you $50,000 a month? You saw it yesterday. Your answer is going to be yes. Experience means have you yourself had experience either seeing, feeling, touching, hearing, thinking? Have you experienced yourself any of those things? And because we have the buffer of time, if you did something 5 minutes ago, you've experienced yourself do it 5 minutes ago. If you fell 5 minutes ago, you finally experienced falling. Congratulations. Experience is relative, right? I don't mean to get philosophical about it, but if you can learn it today and then you can practice it tomorrow, by next week, Monday, you've at least experienced failing at it, which is awesome. That is experience. So the experience question is one of my favorite questions simply because it has an answer and it has a very definite answer. You can do anything as long as you do it, right? If that makes sense. Let's see what other questions. Some will ask for the Philippines freelancers. Yes. Now this one is an unavoidable. We might call it the elephant in the room, if you will, inside the squad. There are some videos live that talk about this quote unquote elephant in the room. There are certain barriers when you're looking at a project. No matter how smart, how tough, how strategic you are, you just can't cross. One of them is language. Everything else is a suggestion. So if a client says, I only want to work with freelancers from Australia, New Zealand, the UK, Canada, and the United States, first question I'm going to ask myself is, what do all these countries have in common? Ooh, they all speak English as a primary language. If I come from South Africa or Kenya, a country where our language of commerce and one of our official languages is English, like there are people born in the Republic of South Africa whose only language is English, then I'm going to ask the client the question. I see you want all these English speaking countries, except for South Africa, even though like no shade, we won the Rugby World Cup. So like, what's tea? Then they'll probably have a bit of a chuckle and be like, touche. I wasn't thinking about South Africa. It totally slipped my mind. I've literally submitted proposals where I was like, is it a time zone thing? It can't be culture. We whooped your tail in rugby. Or it can't be XYZ. We did this in whatever sport that is typically known to be American. Or whatever the case may be, culturally. You need your sense of humor whenever you're addressing an elephant in the room. Like there's a whole creature that's not supposed to be in the room. So if a client says they only want to work with freelancers from the Philippines, it's already in a glow yellow as a giant. This freelancer doesn't necessarily have the qualification that you want. You're going to face it head on. If they only want freelancers from the Philippines, ask, girl, why? Have you ever worked with a South African? We're funny too. We speak English with no audible accent too. Like, have you heard I'm a piano? We won Grammy. Have you heard Tyler? Okay. Like you literally want to ask those types of questions whenever you see an elephant in the room. Don't see it as an absolute no. See it as a suggestion, right? Can or you can't. And the only way that you lose out is if you don't try. So you try. I hope that helps, Pumilela. Palman Coach, how do we even get on Zoom with you live? I'm on YouTube. Wow. There's another link. If you go to the Join Now page, you'll be able to save these sessions. We come live every single week on Monday and Tuesday. You'll be able to join in live. You don't have to be a member of the squad to be able to join now on Mondays and Tuesdays. So you have that option to add our squad calendar to your schedule. Where have all of y'all been? So that you can join us every Monday and Tuesday and take advantage of being in the squad without paying for it. Like, I don't need your money. I'm rich. I'm kidding. These days, I'm just saying, I have learned how to make up, not polenta. Okay. This economy is interesting. Let's see. Any other questions? Empowerment Coach, you're truly a gem. Wow, impressive. One day, hopefully soon, I'll be able to join the membership. We can't wait to have you. Kumilala says, I have a technical background, internet service provider. Kumilala, you need to take that technical background and mix it with something that you love. And I promise you, you will eat good on Upwork. But that is where it's coming from. People see internet service and assume internet services. It could be coding, it could be whatever. Just because of those two keywords, the algorithm is just doing its job. I knew there was something very, very simple. It's a very simple answer. So if you want to, you can join the squad for just a month to make sure that we audit your profile and maybe get your hands on a blueprint, Pumilela. I don't have the answer for you because I love the squad and I love what we do. And once you're in, I don't want you to go. So it's truly up to you. But my advice is do a profile audit for yourself. Watch the live sessions that we've had on this channel where I've audited profiles. Show up next week and drop the link to your profile so we audit your profile live. Let's have a look at what's going on. Launch jacking. How do you spot a good job as a beginner? How do you spot a small client that's good? We've done this so many times. What I think I'm going to do now is go in and just like start grabbing links, because we've spoken about exactly how to do this. Okay, launch stacking, if you can, go into the live section of the YouTube channel, the live stream. And I want you to look for a video where I talk about a dark art or dark psychology. In that video, that is the very first time where we talk you through client psychology and how to know that this is going to be a client that's bad about it. Like they are ready to spend money now. In the big pie of Upwork, where 97% of the clients are undecided, they are part of that 3% that is like, take my money right now. So there are little stats that you look for besides just a 4+ star rating. There is a higher rate that tells you whether or not this is a client where you should be spending your time or your connects, okay, your money on. See, any other questions? Empowerment coach. I'm not South African, but from the Caribbean or the Caribbean. I grew up in the West Indies in Cuba, so you're totally fine as well. It could be if you're seeing another West Indian country, or just use your sense of humor is what I'm saying whenever you see the elephant in the room. Pumalala says, got it, does help. Thank you, you're welcome. Abigail says, how am I just finding out about this graceful, intelligent, funny lady? You guys find me funny? These guys? Like, for real. Back in the day, I used to tell all my best jokes and it would be like deadpan. Nobody would laugh. They'd actually be like, we probably want refunds tomorrow. So it's like the first time people actually say I'm fun. Thanks. Pumila says, I did audit. I'll join the squad. I need to calculate the converter. We have one of those already. I don't know. Launch decking. Thank you. Next week, I'll submit my profile for an audit. Awesome. See you there, live in living color. Don't be shy. There's no such thing as wrong answers, as you can tell. Let's just double check what's going on Zoom. Sorry, guys. It's like I've neglected you. Let's see what's going on in Zoom chats. Dongdae says, do all your squad members have clients right now? We have a squad member that is not on the call because she's fully booked out. We have squad members that have clients outside of Upwork. We have squad members that fired all their clients. We have squad members that are currently interviewing right now. Everyone is basically at different stages with their clients. So it is not easy for me to definitively say yes or no, because new people keep coming in. I would love to give you a yes answer. It is with this blueprint, it is my hope that in the future, when someone asks me that question, I'm like, yes, but you can hear from them. Like you can individually hear from squad members, especially the ones with clients. Tell Tata to show up. Please, y'all talk to each other. The ones with clients, please, goodness, see your girl is looking like she's not serious over here. Like, help me out by showing up more often live so people know you exist. But yes, we have squad members with clients. Cindy says, I've sent a DM on Instagram. I hope that's the right platform to DM. Yep, you're totally right. Let me know. Sorry for getting chatty here. Not at all. Not at all. Mpo left because Mpo is busy. Mpo also has clients. And she left. She doesn't have time for this. I'm kidding. So Chaga Warrior asked a question. Another one. It's a scenario. Brace. After this, guys, because we've gone for 70 minutes, I overcompensated. This is going to be the last question for the evening. You just signed up to Upwork. No, I didn't. I'm kidding. You just signed up to Upwork. You only have 30 connects to get going. You don't really care too much about the numbers right now. I don't know which numbers. You still want to make some dough and grow in the process. What targets do you set for yourself? This is actually a way better question than the wordy one I first posted earlier. Actually, I liked your wordy question before. Let me reply. I actually really like the question you asked before. All right. So I just have 30 connects to get going. I don't care too much about the numbers, meaning you're going to say I don't care too much about how much money I want to make. I care. I care. I'm sorry. Connects cost 15 cents a pop, but I care. I want to double, at least triple the connects, so at least the next time I have 90 connects, right? So the first thing that I want to do is care about tripling the connects, which will triple my ability to make more money. So the first amount that I'm going to get paid needs to buy me more connects. I'm working for nothing. I'm working for just paying Upwork to play. Hate that term, but yeah, it's pay to play. So I have 30 connects. First goal is to get 90 connects. So now I know what it is I have to take on. But I want to make some dough and grow in the process. What targets do I set? My first target is to get 90 connects. My next target after that is to make a profit so that I always have at least 120 connects. Now, I only have 30 connects to get me going. I know that if I look at the URL slug, and this is a secret that anyone that knows what a URL slug is, if you don't, SLUG, a slug, like, you know, when Ron Weasley was like to Draco Malfoy, eat slugs, and it came out of his mouth. It's like a snail without a shell. It's a slug. So if you look at the slug of a URL, inside, you will see all the filters that you have on the side inside the slug. And one of the filters that you will find is a filter about connects. Inside the squad, I already give you the URL slug to make sure that you've sorted by how many connects you want to send by. I will never, if I only have 30 connects left, I will not send to a proposal that requires more than 10 connects to me, because if in the squad I know I have a 1 out of 3 conversion rate, then I want to make sure that all 3 proposals that happen to use 10 connects at most, all of them get viewed, at least 2 of them get me interviewed, and at least 1 of them turns into a contract, which then will buy me my next round of 90 connects. So Chagawari, yeah, that is exactly how I would do it. Very first target I set is to replace the connects. Second target is to profit after replacing the connects. Third target is to really like start making money now, according to my actual bills, not just paying platform for me to hang around in their casino. These were excellent questions. I hope you watch, but I will make sure to link the YouTube video. So that was the last question. Dongdaisa said, I had a look at your Upwork profile and you have so many jobs open. How do you manage your time? Girl, before you had looked at my profile, my job success score was at 97%. Why? Because I have so many jobs open. I need to close them. I'm closing them little by little. Some of those projects are from before Tyler won a Grammy, right? I'm gonna just put it that way. They're very old. And so I have to close them. If you don't close your projects, the Upwork algorithm doesn't send clients your way. So I am actively working on closing the projects. But in general, how do I juggle projects? I have a calendar. Let me see. Should I share my screen? No, I probably won't show you guys my calendar, but I do have a daily schedule that I guard jealously. I don't let any old body on my schedule. Early in the morning, I know if I have to shoot content or I have to add videos to the Paid Pillars course, I know I have to get it done in the morning. I know I have to shoot and edit in the morning, because the afternoon belongs to the squad. There's one-on-one sessions, and then we have our group sessions. And I know my family would be absolutely miffed if I don't see them every evening. So I try to maybe make space at around 6 p.m. every single day to see my family. Sometimes I don't make it. And I have meetings that run way over time, case in point today. And so I don't make it, but I try to make sure that every single Friday at 8 p.m. I'm with my family. So time management and guarding your time jealously is how you get everything done. My other secret, when I was still doing school, now I'm post-grad, a little bit more flexible, but when I was an undergrad, the exam timetable, as well as your study guide, as well as your tutorial letter, if you happen to be a UNISA student, all of those documents will tell you what your schedule is supposed to look like. The clients, your lunch break, dinner, hanging out with the family, shaking bums, all of that needs to be accommodated by the main schedule, which is school. And that schedule is determined by your tutorial letter, your study guide, and your exam timetable. That's it. And also, if you attend conventional school, you know, some things are non-negotiables, like TUTs. You must attend your TUTs. So that'll also determine what your schedule looks like. So it is a little bit of the D word, discipline, unsexy, but it gets you paid. And eventually, if you do this often enough, I find that once you finish with school, it's like something's missing, and you'll always want to upskill because you're so used to having the school structure, if you will, where around October we have exams, around May, June we have exams. So you itch to like upskill, to maybe take on a new certificate or to take on something new, a short course or something around. So being a student really, really helps. Okay, so we've gone way over time. And let me just check one more time on YouTube. We have any more questions? If not, I'm gonna let you guys go. Let's see. Karamat Ali says, I'm totally new in Upwork. How do you add connects and hunt clients? Please tell me. Unfortunately, for some freelancers, you have to purchase connects, so you have to use actual money. And then how do you find clients? You go to the Find Work tab, and then what I do, in fact, before I even start finding work, is I will add in a skill that I'm really confident in, like maybe content writing, if not copywriting, content writing. Then I will look at what it is that the market is requesting. How much are people willing to pay? Is it in line with what I really want to make? Then I'll save the search. Then I will start sending proposals according to how many connects it is I'm willing to spend. And Upwork is really kind. They'll tell you before you send your proposal, just below apply now, how many connects you're about to spend on a particular project. Peaceful relaxation. You offer copywriting services on Upwork? Yes. And the Udemy course is all we need in regard to copywriting? Yes. I also recommend, if you don't want to pay for the Udemy course, go to HubSpot and go to their courses section. They have a bunch of incredible digital marketing courses for free that you can take and automatically get them verified by Upwork. It's a very easy, quick and easy process. Highly, highly recommend to go to HubSpot. I don't have a discount code. They don't know I exist. If somebody at HubSpot wants to hook your girl up with a discount code or an affiliate link, you could tell I'm a starving child in Africa. I would appreciate it. All right. Thank you, guys. Lissetti says, I can't wait to finish uni. You're going to miss it. You're going to miss that structure. You are going to miss it so bad. You're going to take on so many courses that you probably shouldn't eat. You guys, I'm in an FBI course. I don't know why, but because I saw something about forensics and I got excited. Be part of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, but it was there, so I joined it. You're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss it. I don't even know what I'm doing with it. I don't even know when the exams are. I probably missed the exams. Like, just stay at school, okay? These are the best times of your life. And now she's laughing. All right, guys, thanks for joining me and also letting me, forget about life a little bit. Really appreciate you guys. Members of the squad, see you guys tomorrow, 8 p.m. sharp for networking, where I'm going to show you where it is that the clients really hang out so that when we do networking and engagement, we're actually getting our names out there so that clients can go and view our profiles and we can increase our view rates. You do not want to miss this session. It's part of the blueprint. And if you're not in the blueprint, you just don't want to miss this because you want your view rate to grow up, right? You want inbound leads to come in, right? Show up at 8 p.m. if you can make it. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard if you happen to be joining us from the United States. And if you happen to be our squad member in China, I will record it for you. I'll see you then. See you tomorrow, everyone. See you then. Bye, YouTube. Thanks for hanging out.